ELSS mutual fund is one category that is the first investment for many investors that starts their investment journey. In fact, when I started my investment journey, ELSS mutual fund was my first investment. The simple reason is ELSS mutual fund serves dual purpose of investment plus tax saving, where you can reduce your taxable income up to rupees 1.5 lakh a year. Now recently Navi Mutual Fund has launched the NFO of Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund. This is a unique mutual fund that helps you reduce your taxable income up to rupees 1.5 lakh a year under Section 80C, and the best part is that it replicates an index. We have already discussed why it is better option to invest in a low cost index fund as compared to an active mutual fund. But if you look at the mutual fund options within ELSS category in India, they are all active mutual funds. And that's where Navi has launched one of its kind, Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund, that gives you the best of both worlds. It not only helps you invest in Nifty 50 Index but also help you reduce your taxable income up to rupees 1.5 lakh. Hey everyone, my name is Sahil and this is my Personal Finance Academy. When it comes to tax saving, one of the most popular category is ELSS mutual funds that help you reduce your taxable income up to rupees 1.5 lakh and potentially fetch a good return in the long term. However, all the available options under ELSS mutual fund category are active mutual funds, where the fund manager would actively buy and sell stocks from the portfolio. The goal here is to generate higher return than benchmark. However, recently we have come across various research that suggests that active mutual funds are struggling to beat the benchmark. Moreover, active mutual funds have a high expense ratio and that also eats onto the profit. So passive mutual fund, that is index fund, has emerged as a great option to invest in Indian economy. But the catch is that in ELSS category, you did not have index fund option. All ELSS mutual funds were active mutual funds. However, recently SEBI has allowed passive mutual funds in ELSS category. And that is a big news for investors that are looking for tax saving options under ELSS category and willing to invest in low cost index fund. So in this video, we will discuss three things. First, what is ELSS mutual fund and why it is the best tax saving instrument. Second, we will explore Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund and its feature. Then third, why index based ELSS fund can be a better alternative of active ELSS fund. Alright, let's get started. ELSS stands for Equity Linked Savings Scheme. It is a category of mutual fund where you can invest your money and reduce your taxable income up to rupees 1.5 lakh a year under Section 80C. Now, when it comes to various tax-saving investment options under Section 80C, it includes your PPF, that is Public Provident Fund, ULIP scheme, that is Unit Linked, insurance plan, then 5-year FD, NPS, that is National Pension Scheme, as well as your National Savings Certificate, and of course, ELSS Mutual Fund. The simple reason is because while options like PPF, FD, NSC offers fixed return, the returns are on lower side. For example, currently the annual interest on PPF is 7.1%, NSC offers 7% interest rate, even 5-year FD return is in the range of 7%. Whereas since ELSS fund invests in equity mutual fund, the return potential in the long term is much higher than other fixed income options. The only catch is that the returns from ELSS category are not fixed. However, if you look at the past performance of ELSS category in last 5 to 10 years, ELSS mutual funds have generated returns in the range of 10 to 15%. The simple reason is Indian economy has a bright future growth prospect and hence top companies in their sector would continue to grow. Now, since our money in ELSS mutual fund is invested in equity market, it is expected to fetch potentially higher return in the long term. Moreover, other advantage is that unlike your FD or NSC where interest is taxable as per the tax slab, the taxation on ELSS mutual fund is only 10% on profit above 1 lakh. Although PPF is one category where there is no tax on interest earned. So if you fall under 20% or 30% tax bracket, you can save much higher tax on ELSS category. More importantly, in FD and NPS, you end up paying tax every year. Whereas on ELSS mutual fund, you only pay tax at the time of selling the investment. So that helps in power of compounding. Finally, if you look at the lock-in period, ELSS category has the lowest lock-in period of 3 years. Other tax-saving options under Section 80C like PPF has a lock-in period of 15 years, ULIP and Bank FD has lock-in period of 5 years, then NPS has a lock-in period of 60 years of age. So ELSS has lower lock-in period and lower taxation as compared to other options. Yes, the returns from ELSS category are not fixed, but in the long term, you can expect much better potential return than other investment options. Now that we understand why ELSS mutual fund is better investment option, let us discuss about Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund, which is one of its kind mutual fund scheme that is offering dual benefit of index fund investment with tax saving under the ELSS category. So Navi has launched the NFO of Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund that is opened on 14 February 23 and would close on 28 February. If you look at the key features of this fund, Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund replicates the Nifty 50 Index in same composition and weight. Hence, it aims to deliver Nifty 50 benchmark returns. Now, if you look at Nifty 50 returns, Nifty 50 has consistently generated good returns for the investor. As far as expense ratio is concerned, Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund has a total expense ratio of 0.12% for direct plan, which is one of the lowest in the category. So this new ELSS fund from Navi gives a great option to invest in top 50 companies of India at a very low cost and save taxes on top of that. There is no exit load and minimum investment is 500 rupee. Another benefit of ELSS mutual fund category is that it has the lowest lock-in period. So if you invest in Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund, then there is a lock-in period of only 3 years, which is the lowest lock-in period among all the other tax-saving instruments under Section 80C. As discussed before, other tax-saving options under Section 80C include your PPF that has a lock-in period of 15 years, ULIP and Bank FD has lock-in period of 5 years. So ELSS has the lowest lock-in period of 3 years. As far as tax saving is concerned, the actual tax saving would vary from person to person based on investment amount and tax slab. But just to give you an idea, if you invest up to maximum limit of 1.5 lakh a year in Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund, and if you fall under 30% tax bracket, then you can save income tax up to rupees 46,800 a year. Now the question here is, are passive ELSS mutual fund better than active ELSS mutual fund? Before you invest in an ELSS fund, what is the most important parameter to shortlist an ELSS fund? In most cases, it's past returns. Let's be honest, majority of investors invest in a mutual fund based on past returns. So they pick ELSS fund that has generated highest return in the last 1, 2, 3 years and invest in that fund. But the problem here is there is no guarantee that if a fund has generated highest return in the past, it would continue to generate highest return in the future. Hence, never invest only based on past returns. Because if you do that, and let's say in 2023 you invest in ELSS fund that has generated highest return in the past, then after a few years you will again face the same dilemma if your fund is not performing. And if you keep switching the fund by selling the underperformer and buying the top performer, eventually you will end up generating very low return. So what is the right way to identify the best ELSS mutual fund not just for 2023 but for the next 10-20 years? Well, in general, if you search about how to shortlist the best mutual fund, you will come across parameters like you need to check factors like expense ratio, AUM, past returns and volatility. And based on all the parameters, you need to select the right ELSS mutual fund. But trust me, it is not that easy. In spite of doing this exercise, unfortunately, there is no guarantee that you will shortlist the best ELSS mutual fund. Why? Because in the long term, no active fund can consistently remain among the top performing fund. We have already discussed this in our previous videos on best mutual fund. It means there is high probability that the ELSS fund that you pick today might end up generating lower return in the future. Hence, if you want to avoid this hassle, as discussed, the best option is Nifty 50 based index fund that simply replicate the Nifty 50 index. So won't it be great if you have an option of investing in index based ELSS fund? Earlier in ELSS category, we did not have index fund option. All the ELSS mutual funds were in active category. However, recently SEBI has allowed fund houses to launch passive funds, that is index fund in ELSS category. And that's where Navi has launched Navi ELSS Tax Saver Nifty 50 Index Fund. So personally, I think that this passive ELSS mutual fund category is a great option for those who are looking to invest their money to reduce their taxable income up to rupees 1.5 lakh a year under Section 80C. And currently this NFO of Navi ELSS Tech 7 Nifty 50 Index Fund is open for subscription, and this NFO would end on 28th February. So if you want to explore Navi ELSS Tech 7 Nifty 50 Index Fund, I have provided the link in the description. I hope you'll find this video useful. If yes, do share it with your friends. And if you have any query, let me know in the comments. I'll see you in next video. Till then, take care.
Mutual fund investments are subject to market risks. Read all scheme related documents carefully.